putting lotus petals on the divine couple's lotus feet. He was trying to hide that he had any special quality. So finally, they were studying with Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami sent them to Bangla. Now they changed the name from West Bengal to Bangla. So, because they were sitting in Vrindavan writing all this literature, everybody in Bengal didn't know about this wonderful literature that the Goswamis were writing. So they made a special van. We were following directly in the footsteps of the Goswamis. We take an old Dodge van, we take out all the seats, we put a special platform, put all the books underneath and a stove and everything, and go traveling and distributing books. They did the same thing. So they didn't have a Dodge van, they had a bullock cart. Jiva Goswami had some merchants in Mathura make a special cart with a special place to keep all the books, and they took those books to Bangla. On the way they passed through Vana Vishnupur, where there was a king named Bir Hambir. Bir already means great, strong, but he had twice, Bir Hambir, I am very strong. Not only strong, but very strong, Bir Hambir. Champa Panji, Champa Panji. If you know where to look, his Samadhi Mandir, Puspa Samadhi is there, Radha Damodar, just before you enter the Goshala on the side of Bir Hambir and the Queen, the Puspa Samadhi. So he was a great dacoit, and his astrologer told him that there's some fellows from Bengal carrying great treasure, unlimited amount of wealth in this bullock. So he sent his dacoits and they watched them for days and days. One night they camped, and as is the constitutional position of the chokidars, the guards, they were all asleep. That's the constitutional position of the... And they opened up the bullock cart, they took out the big boxes and carried them back to the king. The king opened it, it was just books. But when he touched those books, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, then he realized he's got a very special treasure, not the treasure that he expected. He said, but I have committed a great offense. How will I get free from this offense? So in the morning, it was like they all got thunderbolts on their head when they found that the books had been stolen. We can't imagine what state the three were in. Narotama and Samananda and Srinivas, they must have been in a horrible state, we can't imagine. So they decided that Srinivas would stay, that's a whole other story, he would stay and find the books, and he managed to find the books, get the books back. And Shamananda headed to his hometown, and Narotama, first thing he did was go to Navadvip. And he met all the devotees who had, very few devotees were left who had seen Mahaprabhu directly. But they were all very happy to meet Narotama. And they brought him to the holy place where Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi had lived, where Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world. Narotama was crying torrents of tears to see this place. And he traveled, he met all Sukambar, Brahmachari, and whoever was still left on this planet, he met all of them. He went to Srihat, he went to Kardaha, he met Janavama, he met all the devotees. Finally he reached to Kaituri. When the people of Kaituri got the news that Narotama had come, it was like they got back their life. They had been unconscious, now they got back their life. And by that time Krishna Chandra and his queen, they had already left this world. Since Raja Krishna Chandra had no other son, his brother's son Santosh had become the king. Santosh wanted to be the first one to greet Narotama. He ran to the bank of the Pamar River where they heard that Narotama had come. everybody in the village was overjoyed to see their little Naro had returned. And he was a great devotee of the Lord. Then even Santosh took Diksha from him in Radha Krishna mantra, and he began his kirtan. And Santosh had always wanted to build a temple. Now he, inspired by Narottam, he built a grand temple. Then one day Narottam said that Mahaprabhu's appearance day, Falgun Purnima, is coming. Because those days there was no Gaur Purnima festival. This was before those days. And Narottam thought we should have a big festival for Mahaprabhu's appearance. So they got Sanskrit poets to write very handwritten invitations with Sanskrit poetry sent to all the great Vaishnavas of the time. And Santosh, I forget what his initiated name was, but anyway, he began building residences and storehouses for grains, because he had to collect a lot of grains to feed everyone for many days. And he built a grand temple with residence place for all the Vaishnavas, and storehouses and so many things. But Narottam needed deities. So there was one fellow nearby named Vipradas, one Brahmin, who had been very, very wealthy, but he had a huge stock of grain. But because there was a snake who lived in that grain house, no one dared to go to take the grains. So he was practically penniless. He couldn't sell his rice. He couldn't sell. So Narottam went to visit him, and Narottam opened the door of the grain house and shouted, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." A big black snake came out of the storehouse and left that place and was never seen again. Then Narottam entered the storehouse, and in the rice, between the rice bags, he found the beautiful deities of Gauranga and Vishnupriya. Then gradually he began to collect other deities, because Lokanath had instructed him that all the householders in Keturi, they must do deity worship. It's very important for the householders to do deity worship. So he collected so many different deities. One of them is presiding right before our very eyes. We see Radha Braja Mohan. Actually, there were 6 deities. There's a mantra in Bhakti Ratnakar we sing every day at the Rajbhog Artik in Vrindavana. Gauranga Balavikanta Sri Krishna Braja Mohanam Radha Raman He Radhe Radha Kanta Namostate. So one deity was Gauranga, Balavikanta, Gauranga Balavikanta, Sri Krishna, one was Radha Krishna, Braja Mohanam, Radha Braja Mohan, Radha Kanta, Gauranga Balavikanta, Sri Krishna, Braja Mohanam, Radha Raman, Hey Radhe Radha Kanta Namostate. So all these 6 sets of deities were prepared. Then all the Vaishnavas began to gather, coming to Keturiga. And Santosh, he made boats to receive all the Vaishnavas and carry them across the Padma River. And they were greeted with sandalwood and chandan and flower garlands and so many things. We read about these things. We think this only happened in Goswami times. But I remember when there was, I can't remember, maybe it was 30th anniversary of Bombay Temple. Whatever train station was there, the devotees would come with chandan and garlands and greet us, and they put us in cars and took us away, gave us places to stay. All the train stations were loaded with devotees looking for people arriving and giving them. It was just like we were revisiting Bhakti Ratnakar in real life. It's not that this Vaishnava culture is gone, it's still there. We just have to revive it. So everybody came and joined the wonderful festival. And there was a huge Abhishek ceremony, and they installed the deities one day. Next day there was big kirtan. And Narottam was famous for his kirtans. He instituted a special type of kirtan. There's very few. There's one, I don't know if Master Nimai is still alive, but there's one fellow in Vrindavana, Master Nimai, who still sings this Gorahati.